We are clicking our heels and going to Kansas in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to episode 249 of the Guardian Hub podcast. Do you like my little question mark? I did it because of last week also, so maybe I can keep that trend going. But hey, we are here to talk Destiny and more. And we have a round table. No, I'm just kidding. We have people in the chat. We got Sin, as mostly usual. We got Rodimus and we got Kato.
Why is it gonna be a round table? Why can't it be a square table?
I like open air style. You know, you kind of got the it could be like rectangular shaped. We're all kind of sitting, working at our little spots, like those hipster offices. We're all just
You're
kind
one
of
of those
talking
people
to
that
each
walk
other.
in the room that go like, "Oh, I feel my feng shui," don't you?
No, I'm just trying to come up with something creative here. But if it's functional, I mean, I will have opinions about rooms if they're ugly looking to me, but I don't have feng shui ideas, that's for sure.
Okay.
How is your office setup, Sin?
It's 400 square feet of goodness. TV, U-shaped set of desks. It's really 4 desks put in a U-shape. Party on one side, business on the other. I got a recliner, the TV going, the PlayStation, some bookshelves. I have a dresser that was redone that I put down here for storage, and some shiz on the wall.
Good job. See, I actually wanted all the details.
I figured you
And
must.
remind me, is you said it was like moved from a different spot, or that's before it was finished, but the window where the crickets are, is that nearby or a different window?
Above my head.
Okay, so it's still nearby.
It's still very much nearby.
So is the desk kind of like a normal way where it's like kind of near a wall and a window?
Yes. So what you're saying is to the window, to the wall.
Mm-hmm. Till sweat drips off Sin's beep.
Microphone. Moving on.
Nice. So now I have I'm in the mood. I got a good visual representation of your office.
Sweaty microphone. Got it.
And I'm guessing you would like to know what Kato's office looks like. We can just move on.
Shirtless in a blanket and a sweaty microphone.
No blanket and no sweaty microphone.
But you seem to be coming to us from a new-ish audio source this evening.
I quit being lazy and actually put the blue mic on the desk.
So it's a
Yeah.
blue mic, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Not a red mic.
No,
And
not
silver.
green either.
Very
Rodimus,
nice.
I'm imagining
Yes.
you just like on a card table next to a couch watching TV.
No, I am at a desk I built out of 2x4s in the living room next to the TV currently.
Next to a TV, check.
Yep.
I got it. Nice.
The office is currently in transition.
Mm.
Mm.
What's it transitioning to?
Well, it was my daughter's bedroom, but since I am one less person in this house, I have an extra bedroom. So she's upgrading to a bigger room, and her room will become kind of like the office playroom.
Nice.
So I gotta slowly clean out her stuff and some stuff that's been packed in there for years, and can rip up the carpet. I got flooring. I bought it at a discounted rate, and I got a kind of an idea I'm gonna go with. So
What kind of flooring? I got to know.
Vinyl plank. It's like a light wood.
Mm.
I live on a concrete slab, so I'm not doing any hardwoods or anything like that. So
So
pain in
like
the ass.
like laminate planks, very similar to what I
Correct.
did with my main level.
Snap and lock.
Yeah, that's what I have
Very
on
nice.
my main level of the house too.
Well, if you ever need help, I got one of those like little construction belts that I could put my hammers and my tape measures in.
Yeah.
I'll come up there and wear that for you and help
Chest
you
and
out.
tool belt.
Oh yeah. And I'll wear a picture of Kato on my shirtless body.
It's hard.
You're gonna get a tattoo?
Yeah, get a tattoo. It's like hard for me to imagine Sin being like kind of like I was not crafty, but you know what I mean, like
Andy.
handy. That sounds weird too. But I do have to remind myself you kind of did a lot in your house recently, and you did it all on your own, right?
I did the main level, all the flooring. So
maybe you
I
should
have a
just
little
move
experience.
on to being a contractor, get a new job.
There you go.
I don't know. I can't do cold weather. I can't be outside.
Oh my!
I really am lazy. It's
Oh, here we go.
just cheaper to do this.
Here
myself.
we go. Seriously, become like a master electrician or something. I hear they make bank.
Maybe.
Got to do the 4-year bullshit though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have time or the patience for that.
You got plenty of time. It's just the patience.
Yeah. I agree. It's mainly
Coder
the
says-
patience.
Coder's mind blown that you can read a tape measure.
Oh, there you go. Well, Coderson, you can be proud of Sin. He did a lot of remodeling in his house recently.
Just so you know, that tape measure only reads in Eastern time. The only time that's recognized.
And he can count above 3.5.
Yeah. Now, how long is your tape measure, Sin?
I don't know. It's big and blue.
That's what I
You
was
might want to
going
get that
for,
checked
but-
out if it's blue.
Maybe
tape
it's made out of
measures-
cobalt.
It is cobalt, actually.
All right,
All right.
Sin, are you our live correspondent in the game? Because I'm not in Destiny right now. What is cool in the store this week for Bright Dust or whatnot?
Yeah, so this is like the first time I've logged in, like was right before the show. But cool thing, thanks to Kato calling it out because I hadn't gotten to that screen yet. Necrochasm ornament, corrupted logic for Bright Dust. I did pick that up. It definitely looks Ziva-fied. Kind of that theme. I'm definitely going to be using that. There are some other emotes, magic lamp, some Lagomorpha lunaria, I don't know what that is, and some other purple one. That's about it. And then there was a free bundle. I haven't opened that yet. I'm assuming it contains my Bright Dust because I want it.
The Bright Dust starts March 5th, the weekly free Bright
Oh.
Dust. At least I'm pretty sure on that.
Yeah, it's March 5th.
So the Necrochasm ornament, I picked it up myself too, but it kind of weirds it. I don't like it in a way. It looks cool, but I still don't like it because Necrochasm is supposed to be like a hive weapon, like all, the green glow and stuff like that, and it just does not make sense for it to have the Siva on it, in my opinion. Am I just weird thinking that?
You're just weird. I actually like it. I think it makes the gun look cool and it's different. I'm a fan of some ornaments, just because they make the guns different and unique.
Yeah, the free package stuff. I mean, did you not even see what it was? People are saying in the chat, like Dyson Coder said, it may be the Mass Effect stuff. It could be something else. But yeah, really.
Defense shell. It's a ghost shell, Alliance Scout frigate. Looks like
Yeah, it's the
a.
Mass Effect stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
But actually, some of it's okay. I'm not probably really won't use it, but it's just okay.
All right. And what else have we done this last week in Destiny? Any raids or interesting other things that we remember doing?
besides bitching Destiny out or Bungie to fix their shit.
Tell me about that. What's
I'm
broken?
sick of got to do another 6 weeks of sending challenges to figure out where we messed up. Supposedly,
Yeah, let's talk about
It's just
that.
okay. It's one more week.
You say that. You said it was this week too.
I thought it was, but I read wrong. Okay.
So it's Kato not knowing what he's talking about. No, but we have had some weird issues, and they all seem to stem around Kato.
I mean,
We talked last week about the Last Wish challenge, and you had to do it on a different character before it counted, and then now the Senate challenge things.
okay, that was just dumb. All right, that was a dumb change they made. That if it's not the weekly raid, cannot just continuously run it.
Yeah,
It's dumb.
very true.
For challenges, like I get it for the loot, but why for challenges or triumph, whatever?
Yeah. Well, this week the Petra's wish was get kills, not even completions, but just kills of enemies in Legend or Master Lost sectors, and they said the Dreaming City ones give more progress. So you don't have to do much if you match it up with the Dreaming City Lost sector. I went in Legend first myself, and first time I passed it, it was like 40-something%. And then I went back in that one Master and got it done even before I got to like the last main room. So I'm like, okay, that was easy. Anyone else get that part done yet?
Not yet. I started it.
You did, Kato, right?
Yeah, I ran 2 masters just because.
And
Yeah.
not yet for me. Because
Well,
I've been
it's quick and
slacking.
easy.
Yeah, I think if you do one master to completion, it's like 60%.
That would make sense. Yeah. So
It also depends on the lost sector too, because some of them will spawn more enemies.
yeah, no doubt. Some will spawn more enemies, and you can choose it on Master or Legend. It gave me an opportunity because the one that was there on that day, I'd never technically passed it on Master yet. So I did Legend and then Master, and it was fine. Not my favorite Lost Sector. You got the freaking overloads that just tag team and are dancing around each other and going behind pillars. So they're super annoying. The unstops, like, I can deal with that because he just comes charging at me. I'm like, okay, I can get to a spot and stun him and take care of it. But the overloads, ugh. No bueno. And Sin, do you even know what we're talking about? Do you remember this game called Destiny?
I do remember this game called Destiny. I'm trying to figure out like if I want to spend this wish token right now. I don't know if I do yet or not. I'm going through my red borders trying to figure out what I don't have from last wish. But I have the supremacy, and that's really all I wanted. I don't really know if I think I want anything else, but I did just unlock that quick. Yeah, I have it. I don't think I've crafted it yet. That's the only downfall. I gotta get on that.
As often as you raid Sin, I wouldn't be using your wish on raid weapon.
I know. I mean, there's some exotics in there, but am I really going to use them?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah, there's so many exotics that having a mini discussion with this in the Discord earlier that, there's just so many things to use. It's too many, right? And we just kind of usually settle to using a few. Polaris Lance been good for me this season, and I've always liked it. And then Sunshot I still use a lot. But then I don't have time to use other fun ones that I would love using, like Vex or Telesto or whatever. There's plenty. Name any of the above you could have in the slots, but it's like for actual utility, most people will have what I would guess, like if you look at the graphs, probably like 3 or 4 at most use a majority of a slot, right? Sure, anyone could say like, oh, I cycle between like 5 and 10, but I really would have to guess most people really use like 3 or 4 a majority of the time for each slot.
Yeah,
Could be wrong.
I there's a couple that I might switch in and out here and there, but for the most part, I have the same old trusty ones. Top slots either Deliverance, or I switch that off possibly with. Right now, I put Necrochasm on it just because I wanted to check it out with the ornament on, and maybe an auto rifle in that slot if I need to do something specific. The energy or metal slot, it's typically Callus Mini Tool or the Cartesian coordinate. And then from there, it's, Retrofit or Thunderlord, Whisper of the Worm recently for King's Fall. But it's just really a few.
Yeah.
I should branch out more and play more weapons.
Okay. Well, go ahead, Kato, and then I have a little fun thing, and then we're going to get into TWID.
Branching into other weapons sounds like a great idea. But one of those, why fix it if it's not broken?
Exactly.
We know these things work. Just keep using them. Especially when it comes to heavy DPS.
That is true. And I'm even the personality type that likes to try out new things, but I'm also logical enough that if the utility isn't there, I'm not going to stick with it just because it's new and exciting. I'll go back to something that has more functionality.
Yep.
Exactly.
So anyways, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode, Sin.
Kingsley.
Salsa Verde Doritos.
I know you sent me the picture. I am so disappointed I don't have them.
Are you sure you don't have them?
I look at Walmart every time I'm there, and the same thing with my Walmart app. It's like the 2.5 ounce bags for $21 we discussed last week. Yes, I went back and listened to the final version of it today while I was at home messing around with some other stuff I needed to get done. And I really want them. They were so good.
Does it bother you that I just saw them and I passed over them with my eyes and I picked up a different one?
Does hurt me a little bit. Yes.
You should check at least one other store in your area besides Walmart. And if you can't find them, I'll send you some.
I did. Target does not have them, and Weis does not have them. And yes, I called it Weis, not Weiss.
I kind of missed. What are we talking about? I'm sorry.
We were talking last week
important.
that both RNG and Sin were saying that they don't have this, or I forget if RNG said that also, but the Salsa Verde Doritos were not available.
Oh.
But I saw them in my store just yesterday.
I feel like I need to be legal, my precious.
And I don't know how long they've been there, or if they've always been there, or if they came back, because I don't typically look for Doritos anymore. But it was funny because that was on my mind from the previous podcast. Plus, I wanted to try the one flavor that I had not tried yet, which I believe Belle talked about, the gray bag, which is the barbecue. Yeah, the tangy sweet barbecue. Those are amazing. I picked some up.
They actually are pretty good.
Yeah.
You can get a bag for $28 at eBay if you want, Sin.
eBay. You got a bid for it? It's going fast.
I'm not going to get them on eBay.
I feel like Doritos has like 20 some different flavors, not more.
They've got a bunch.
You know what you can do? You can go directly to their website and order them, right?
I know. I'm just looking right now. They show all the flavors.
Yeah.
Do they have options for shipping from their website?
I'm not sure.
Order? Because we also looked on Amazon and it was kind of expensive there too. Yes, it's maybe a thing like only in certain markets, or it just barely came back. Maybe that'd be funny timing, and then I just saw it in the store this week.
I hope so.
I feel like it's not really gone because it's on their website. It doesn't say anything like back or new or anything like that.
Should not have gone to their website. I gotta look for some of these.
Yeah, so definitely I have to give props to the sweet and tangy barbecue gray bagged ones. Those are really, really good. And I threw up in my mouth when I saw the Cool Ranch ones. Not because of white sauce, but because they're gross.
It's weird because I like the Cool Ranch Doritos, and I don't like ranch on anything else.
It's because they don't taste like ranch.
I know, but they taste like nothing. Like,
They taste like
Tastes
Cool
like-
Ranch.
yeah, Cool
No,
Ranch.
no, they did no. Okay, no. My favorite is the spicy sweet chili.
Those ones are good. I used to get this a lot. The taco flavor are all right, except they're one of those ones also that don't have a lot of flavor. And I like the spicy nacho
It's okay.
and the original nacho cheese.
Yeah, can't go wrong with original. Like,
Man,
Oh.
we're gonna have to create our own podcast
And-
just about Doritos.
Sin, RNG. Well, this is a funnier discussion than you might imagine because it's kind of been talked about on a few different podcasts now, and we're combining it like week after week. But shout out to DPS, Dudes Playing Stuff podcast, right, Rodimus?
Absolutely.
the
Friend of the
Doritos
show,
sticks.
Doritos sticks. I haven't tried those. And RNG says in the chat he found them in the Walmart 20 minutes from him. So it is in some areas on the east.
I mean, if you'd like, there is a top 10 Doritos checklist.
Yes, please.
Podcast.
Let's just go through it quickly. Don't do the long
No.
version.
Nope. So, you want top to bottom or bottom to top?
10 down to 1. So, yep.
Okay, 10 chili heat wave, 9 smoking cheddar barbecue,
What is that one?
8 what's got a bag on it. So it might not just be North America, it might be across the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Number 8 is Pizza Supreme. Number 7 is Taco. Number 6 is Blazing Buffalo and Ranch. 5 is
Okay.
Zesty Cheese. 4 is Spicy Nacho. 3 is Cool Ranch. 2 is Nacho Cheese. And number 1 is Spicy Sweet Chili.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Looks-
Salsa Verde is on its way up the list. It's already at number 15.
It's got to be a newer flavor then. Like,
Look,
It's
spicy
not
sweet
really
chili is
that
really
new.
good, but I feel like have enough people tried the sweet and tangy barbecue yet.
well, that's
I
a
feel-
newer flavor though.
Yeah, I feel like not a lot of people have tried that one yet. I bet if you try it, that'll go way up on your list.
They also had a spicy mustard flavored one over the summer.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, they had a mustard flavored one and a ketchup one that were like a limited release.
I think they're like region specific too. They're not just like maybe available out
Hmm.
west or east or Midwest. So
Yeah, that's true
Yeah,
too.
does Canada have pickle and ketchup flavored Doritos?
they do have ketchup chips though in Canada.
I
I
know.
did try the
So-
ketchup Doritos. Okay, they were not bad.
That just sounds nasty.
No, it's
they
good.
didn't-
It's just a different version of barbecue sauce. It tastes fine, Sin.
Yeah, it's not like you were just like eating a spoonful of ketchup. Like,
Spoonful of sugar makes
And
it all-
honestly, pickle chips are very similar to like
yeah,
vinegar chips too, which people eat fine. You know, in
I
fact,
don't
I think
like
the pickle
vinegar
ones are
chips either.
better. Well, the pickle ones are
Canada
better because they have a dill
syrup
flavor.
My daughter really likes. She's been getting bags of pickle chips recently.
Yes, I'm all about that. I'm all about that, but I also like, like go to the bar that have like the deep fried pickles or whatever. That's really good. Or has anyone ever had a pickleback shot?
Mhm.
Can't say I have.
It's good, actually.
You're not missing
Well, I like it.
much.
All right,
Not
but
bad.
yeah, really, yeah. The in the comments, Doritos is really making the tour around podcast this week.
That's
Okay, I
crazy.
had to talk about that before we forgot. Okay, we can go back to Destiny or whatever you all want to talk about. But we probably have some news in the we definitely have some news. Whether how detailed we want to talk about it.
Tune in next week. Dorito flavors based on your Destiny character.
I love it. Let's do that.
Bet there's a personality test for that somewhere.
But there is.
What Dorito flavor are you?
And this is a topic though, personality test and what type of gamer are you? I want to talk about again sometime soon. I talked about it a long time ago with I believe Gator was on the show. And I
Mm,
remember Des was talking about stuff, and I was talking about stuff, and I think it's something really that is good for sometimes people to realize when certain players are like, "How come you like bounties or don't like bounties?" Or "How come you like adventure games or don't like adventure games?" Or "You're more about the loot, you're more about the experience." All these things, there is something to be said about your preferences and personality can build into that. So, to me, I like to geek out about that type of stuff. So if anyone has any comments or questions about that leading up, write us, and I'll add that into the discussion as it comes up. I don't know when that'll come up at some point in the future.
Whenever we're feeling froggy.
Exactly. One last thing before we get to the TWID. We have a question from Danger Powers for the show. Question for the hosts. Congrats. You made it to the final shape. The final shape also happens to look like a big jar of mayo. What flavor mayo do you think Sin would eat?
Question asked, question answered. Moving on.
You did not answer.
I think everybody knows that it doesn't matter what flavor the mayo may or may not be.
hold up.
It's a no.
Hold up. You've
up.
admitted to chicken salad sandwich flavor you would eat.
I mean, yes, that's one exception.
Do you get spicy mayo on your sushi?
No. Now, have I eaten it before? If somebody had sushi and I had a piece of it, I try to get the piece with the least amount. Yes, I have done that before. Do I like it? No.
Because that's two things together he doesn't like. He has baby mouth, so no spices and no mayos.
Baby mouth?
Right?
What is that? What is that even? I like spicy.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I like
don't know.
spicy. Like buffalo
All I'm hearing is
sauce. Like that.
conflicting words throughout the years.
I'm weird. I like weird stuff.
Ooh.
Okay, just pick something. So chicken salad, is that the closest one you'll pick if you had to pick
Fine.
one?
If I had to pick a flavor, chicken salad.
What about a bacon tomato flavored mayo?
No, because then it would still feel like mayo.
Feel like you're all
Yeah.
putting it on
And
your
y'all
fingers?
just made me die in this law sector talking about mayo.
That sucks.
Why do you have to
Good
feel
scrub.
your mayo? I just eat it. I don't feel it.
Somebody had a like.
What are you doing?
order-
Bathing in it?
No, I mean maybe that gets you excited. So somebody had
scary.
ordered an extra sandwich at work the other day, and they're like, "Hey, do you want it?" And I hadn't gotten food yet. I'm like, maybe. I was like, "Does it have mayonnaise on it?" He's like, "Yes." So I started to take a look at it, and it had mayonnaise slathered on the top and bottom portion. I'm like, "No, I can't. I just can't."
You're saying that like that's weird.
Okay, when you order a sandwich, what do you get on it for a sauce?
No sauce.
No
So
sauce.
it's dry as fuck?
Yeah.
That's not.
Or like if it like okay, for example, let's say a sub, because you can do mayonnaise on subs, right? I'll do oil. I don't do vinegar. I don't do mayonnaise, but I'll do oil.
Oil makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
I like oil.
Yeah. Okay, but you realize that's what mayo is, right? It's oil based, right?
It's
You
not.
know that's right.
It's oil based. It's not just oil. There's a difference.
Not by much.
But enough.
It hurts him when he was a kid.
Apparently.
I was gonna say, what did this mayo do to you?
Like what kind of childhood traumas are you like suppressing here that you don't like mayo?
I just don't like the flavor. I don't like the smell of it, the texture, the taste of it. I don't like any of it.
Much of it.
You
Okay.
get a pimp
Sorry, I
slap
had
with
to go
mayo?
there.
Gross.
I mean, here's another good one. Like Dice says in the chat, garlic aioli. I mean, that's really good too. There's so many good flavors you can go with.
Uh-huh.
But we'll just have to go with chicken salad flavor for citizens.
Chicken salad.
Chicken salad. That's basic.
Well, I'll put that next to my pumpkin spice. Thank you.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
that's right where it belongs.
Wait. Pumpkin spice mayo?
Hold on.
That just
hold on.
sounds nasty.
You don't like mayo, but you like pumpkin spice.
Yes. Do you have
Here
a
we
problem
go.
with
What's
that?
wrong with you?
The judging has begun.
Oh, I know,
We're the-
right?
We're the
I just-
podcast that judges sin on his life choices.
At this point, yeah.
Rodimus, will you have to loop us back in?
Tune us for next week for since next disappointment in life.
Hey. You
All
all are
right.
too much.
We're-
So we talk about Destiny.
Do we?
we do.
Maybe.
Occasionally.
Sometimes.
Hey, we're just trying to make
During
sure
this
the show's not
extra
too
3-month
short.
lull.
I know there's not a lot to talk about what we've been doing, but there is information in the TWID, and so let's get at it because I don't know how we want to go about this.
Let me know when you're done.
Yeah, right.
Couple things. Actually, a lot of things. But the Red Spectre is getting the same treatment as Ensnaring Slam, but it's also getting a damage increase. Redlings are getting a nerf.
Dreadling's bad in Crucible.
Oh man, they are rough. They're going to make them easier to shoot. They're reducing the damage from 40 to 35. That's nice. They will also now chain detonate. So when you shoot one, they should all detonate. That'll be nice. Arcane Needle. They're increasing the aim assist angle. Warlock Man's there.
Okay.
Aim assist fall off distance increase. Increase tracking. Increase the length of the projectile's tracking shape. Fix the issue with the uncharged melee. Restoration and Radiant update. Fix the issue where the maximum duration of Restoration and Radiant buffs were being incorrectly stored. So now those should be working properly. This also resolves the issue of the shorter restoration from sunspots and whatnot. They're adjusting Ember of Empyrean and Ember of Mercy fragments. Mercy now extends the current duration by 2 seconds when a fire sprout is collected. If you not read all this.
The TLDR version.
Oh, he's doing a great job, actually. I'm understanding this better.
Restoration extension is increased to 3 seconds while Ember of Solace is equipped. So all around it's a increasing the maximum duration of Ember of Imperium from 12 to 15. Reworked how it grants extension. So previously 4 seconds no matter what type of target was defeated. Now it varies based on the type of enemy. So that's kind of nice. So elite or weaker will be less time. Champion or stronger will be greater time. There you go. Solar ability buffs. Sunbreaker Titans. Consecration. Increase the travel distance from 18 to 20 meters. Increase the height of the slam by 1 meter. Increase travel distance of the slam. Ground follow from 16 to 20. Increase the travel speed of the slam from 16 to 24 per second. Gunpowder Gamble is getting a change. We have reduced the self damage from 144 to 80. Now it's a little more viable in some PvE in game.
And what I find interesting about all these things is that these were originally stated for Final Shape, I believe, a lot of them, and they're coming since we got the extended season, March 5th.
I don't know if it was necessarily Final Shape or if they were pushing it to the Into the Light update, which is coming April.
April, we don't know when yet, but April was the month they mentioned. Yep.
Yeah. That's all on March 5th when all this goes live. Weapon sandbox. Currently, Warden's Law is the only one, but heavy burst hand cannons. bug, essentially, it was 25% less aim assist, other hand cannons when hip firing or airborne on mouse and keyboard. So it doesn't affect a lot of people. But bows reduce the auto aim fall off distance start and end by 15%. And reduce the maximum auto aim cone size by 5%. You actually have to aim for your longer shots. Have fixed breakneck. Apparently it launched with a missing 12th perk. Lightweight scouts increase base damage by 5%. Sniper rifles are getting a nerf. Reduce the auto aim cone size by 10%. Rocket launchers. Precision now have increased ammo reserves by 2, and they have reduced the damage penalty from negative 10% to negative 5. High impact increased ammo reserve by 2, and now deals more detonation damage and less impact. Still roughly the same total damage, I guess. These above changes also affect Deathbringer, Gallahorn, and Truth. I don't honestly know what frames those are, so. Heavy grenade launchers. Increase reserve ammo by a minimum of 6 rounds, a maximum of 10, depending on the grenade launcher. Reduced spike grenades impact damage buff from 50% to 12.5%. I'm not reading all of this. That's a lot.
Fine. Yeah. There's a lot, right?
A lot. I mean, it makes sense if you read it. If you really want to know, find a YouTuber or yourself. Waveframe increased. Now, this is the heavy waveframe to increase damage by 20% and increase the wave width by 40%. That'll be great for the one we have, right? I think we only have one heavy waveframe.
Which one is that?
The Amuna strand.
Ah.
Yeah. Caster frame swords are getting a change, reducing the heavy attack energy cost from 5 to 4 and increasing the heavy attack damage by 16%. Still probably not going to be as good as others, but a little bit better. Okay, before I go to the next section, anything about those above?
Go on.
Go on. And then?
Tell us more.
Exotics. These are specific about what they're changing. Vigilant Swing will now have a deterministic recoil pattern. Cool. Vex will now have increased ADS damage fall off, going from 1.5 to 1.7. Wish Ender will now deactivate the True Sight if you hold it longer than 3 seconds. So that's a nerf, but a much needed one in PvP.
Yeah, right.
Edge of Action is getting a buff, which is the Titan Exotic Glaive. It has increased damage resistance in PvE against all combatants except bosses. So, nobody's gonna use it, but hey. Manticore. Does anybody remember this gun? I don't.
Barely. Isn't that the sideways firing fusion?
No, this was the Void SMG that allowed you to float in the air.
Oh, yeah, that one. Okay, gotcha.
But see, they all kind of,
blend together.
Yeah, you're thinking of Delicate Tomb.
Yeah, that's right.
Not that it's the same type of weapon, but like they kind of all came out as like these seasonal things, right? Seasonal weapons.
Yeah, very much so.
So they're changing how you activate the airborne playstyle. You have to be airborne for 0.5 seconds and deal damage with the weapon to activate the perk. Prevents accidental activation. Gave it a special reload to quickly disengage the floating. Apparently Teraba also got the special reload information. While anti-grav thrusters are engaged, combatants will be less accurate when targeting the player, similar to how always-on-time Sparrow functions. And then with the Catalyst, final blows and sustained damage with Mana Core while airborne grant a void overshield and return ammo to the magazine. Kinda cool.
Still not gonna use it.
Exdirus. Huh?
Still not going to use it.
No. Exdirus. The Hive Boomer grenade launcher. It is getting a impact damage increase in PvE by 50%. And it is getting a rate of fire increase. So that's 17%.
This is the one I want to use more.
It does a thing. Perks. Hue Clip getting a buff, essentially. Now it grants cure ×2 to the player and still grants cure ×1 to allies, which is cool. Wrench Barrel is now getting the ability to activate it with ranged melee attacks. It's interesting. Barrel Constrictor, a buff essentially. You know that because I don't know what it does. Loose Change is getting a change. Mainly to help it in PvP because it's kind of a perk. Dual Loader. Was mainly on shotguns, but there are other weapons in the game that reload the same way. So now it is going to be an option going forward, I guess. Really sure. Text Balance Stock, which are text mechanic legendary weapons. The origin trait will now grant plus 20 range and a plus 1.5 degree to hipfire precision cone angle, in addition to the other effects. So it makes it easier to land those hipfire crits.
There's lots in here.
Okay, breach armaments, deconstruct and sundering. Now they will work against void souls, strand clones, cabal projection shields, and brigs. That's kind of nice. Scrolling.
Man, they put out a tweet while you're scrolling real quick. They put out a tweet, was it yesterday, that this was going to be a pretty girthy TWAB, and they
6,600 words.
Oh yeah, it is. It's definitely thick.
Hatchling.
Would that be considered long?
Thick.
Okay.
Take your pick. It's thick in pages, long and scrolling. Hatchling is getting a change. Because you can either get the precision kill or 3 non-precision kills, which is kind of a nice change for the perk. Target lock is getting nerfed on SMGs. Instead of activating at 20%, it now activates at 12.5. Envious Assassin is getting a nerf on drum grenade launchers, apparently. So whatever. Bait and Switch, the go-to damage perk in raids and other content, getting a 5% damage nerf.
That hardly seems like a thing.
It puts it in line with everything else, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, that still adds up over time, so.
Yep. 1-2 punch has been fixed, so now it deactivates after dealing damage with a powered melee. The mod things you mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Mini bosses is now part of boss spec instead of major spec. Well, soon to be, not currently, sorry.
You mean these aren't out already?
Yeah, right. More to come, yada, yada, yada. Apparently there's more exotics they've updated. We're making a change to chill clip at some point. Yeah.
Yep.
Crucible. the
We don't care about Crucible. Wait,
I'll hit the main
some people
points
do.
here. Player health will be increased by 30 in base Crucible. So players will have 100 health, up from 70, and 116 to 130 shield, depending on resilience values. So more health.
Why do we feel like they're doing that? It's just so that they don't have to do like power creep with the weapons when they're buffing other
Well,
things?
It's not so much power creep as it is layers, I guess. So like, it's worth the read.
Okay.
They really point out that it's more the average skill of players has crept up over the years instead of people just starting out in the game and trying to get good at it. Now it's majority of players are pretty decent, and new players coming in and just get absolutely steamrolled.
So will this potentially slow down the meta, or?
Yes.
So I don't know if people are going to like that or not.
So the increased health pool TTKs are going to get longer, I would imagine.
Well, and some weapons are
Unnecessarily.
getting buffed. Not necessarily, but yeah. I don't understand all of it either, but it was interesting if someone had like a quick TLDR, like what could happen.
Right.
Because I don't PvP, bro.
Well, it gives them, as they put it, it gives them a chance to balance the current and future sandbox, and then allows them to tune certain one-shot abilities and or grenades, or just how body shot damage works. So it's 30 hit points. Not a lot, but it'll slow things down enough to give newer players a chance to actually improve or whatever.
Yeah. And encourage primary weapon mastery. It says to be an aspirational pursuit.
We're getting to that. Now these are PvP only, and they're changing ability cooldowns. Melee, grenade, and class ability cooldowns now have a 15% penalty in Crucible, so they will take 15% longer for that cooldown.
I thought they already did.
No, they
Or something
reworked
to that
it
effect.
for
Okay.
both in PvE and PvP. Now it is strictly PvP,
Okay.
where you have this 15%. And then supers will now have a 20% penalty applied in Crucible.
Oh, this gets into the whole discussion of what this game should be. I personally feel like the way this game was originally created as a space type ability game, Crucible should have the same rules. Now you can have different modes that have that remove or slow down abilities, but this sounds like this is on all the modes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Ability damage. Increased base super damage by 31%. They're tuning things to make up for the increased player health and the longer cooldown. Melee is increased by 16%, and grenades, the only grenade affected by this is arc flux grenade, and it goes up by 16%. So they're also tuning weapons on top of it. Now this is all PvP only. Pulse rifles, autos, sidearms, and scouts increase critical hit damage by 14%, and cannons critical hit by 10%, reduced body shot damage by 5%, and reduce flinch players by projectile impact by 12.5%, and explosive payload by 10%. SMGs increase crit damage by 12.5%, reduced body shot damage by 3%. Bows reduced base damage by 15%. Here was the interesting one for me, was special ammo in the Crucible. Essentially, you get 2 kills worth of special when you start, and then you have to earn it. You cannot earn it with more special weapon kills. You have to earn it with primary weapon kills. So, sorry about the shotgun apes, I guess. And this is all Crucible modes whenever this goes live.
Yeah.
Now, it is not just kills for certain modes, it's kills, assists, and completing objectives. Essentially, you have to get 100 points, and that'll grant you 2 kills worth of special. So, and they give some breakdowns and numbers here. I'm not going to go through it, but it gives you some numbers.
Yeah.
But the notes, they do say kills from special ammo weapons and heavy ammo weapons do not grant any points toward this meter, the number. Jumping off the map will subtract progress from the ammo meter.
Mhm.
Ammo will not be dropped on death. You will not lose the special ammo you have earned when you are defeated or revived. So, earned special will carry over between rounds. Swapping from double primaries to a special will reset the ammo meter. I feel like the community is up in arms over this.
Have you
Okay.
seen anybody talking about it yet on X or anywhere?
Oh, in our Discords, even I've seen a few things. Not necessarily Guardian Hood per se. I don't honestly remember where, but I see comments like Crucible's going to be trash now. I'm like, okay, this goes back to my comment that I've had for years.
So,
Crucible, people are always saying it's trash. Is there ever a way to make it good? I'm sorry, this is my little soapbox. People always complain about it no matter what.
I can kind of see why, on one hand, people are mad about it. Because you're going to have those situations where you have people that are mad because now they actually have to work for their ammo. And then you have people that are going to be mad about it because it's going to snowball so bad.
I feel like the special ammo portion of it, wasn't that like that in the original Destiny with special ammo and acquisition?
I don't
I don't
remember
know.
how exactly
I
it
didn't like
was.
Destiny 1.
I know you didn't, Kato, but I feel like there was something with special ammo, and maybe it was more so with trials. Like if you picked it up, it wouldn't reset. Now, obviously, this is a little bit different, but I feel that Destiny 1, it would reset on death, where here it does not necessarily, it doesn't sound like it resets on death here.
Right.
But you could collect it in Destiny 1 and keep it round to round, especially in trials, and that would especially create that snowball effect, right? I see some things that they're doing with this iteration of it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to reserve some judgment to see how it plays. And I'm not a PvP enthusiast by any stretch of the imagination, but it might be good to shake it up a little bit from where we're at now.
To me, it doesn't really matter because I don't use special in PvP, double primary. But I'm curious to see how it'll play out. I'm curious to see how matches will go. If it's going to snowball, like I think it will, but maybe it won't. I don't care
No,
about
Sin, you
trading
shouldn't
on
try Pal World.
Slaves.
Our chat.
Heavy grenade launchers are getting a slight nerf in PvP. Machine guns are getting a 20% damage increase. Exotic weapon tuning in PvP. Fighting Lion is getting a 20% damage decrease. Devil's Ruin, charge beam only, is getting a decrease by 15%. Crimson is getting a flinch reduction by 17.5. Forerunner, this one made no sense to me, getting an increase in damage by 20%. Symmetry was the last time anybody used that. The Revolution, what that is getting a 16% increase. And that is it. Well, there's more coming, but that's it for this one.
Yeah. All right.
Happy Lunar New Year.
Thanks for those
ornaments.
TLDRs, by the way, for the weapons part.
God, that was definitely thick.
Long.
6,600 thick and long.
Is the TWID over yet?
No,
3 hours later.
hey,
Man,
we're not GDC over here, all right?
No. I mean, that's probably one of the longest TWIDs they put out in a long time. They basically unpacked a lot. And that's, I mean, just even finishing up that preview, there's still a little bit more of the TWID, right?
Yeah,
not a lot, but just some recap stuff. But man, I wonder how many of those we're going to get between now and final shape.
At least 2.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get a bit actually.
2.
Because
I think we're going to get another preview when they launch the Into the Light. And then we'll probably get at least one more like that the closer we get to Lightfall or Final Shape. Yeah.
April's when we're really going to start rocking and rolling, because not only are we getting that Into the Light sometime in April, but that's when they promised us another reveal, kind of like we had the pre-reveal video and everything for Final Shape, but we're getting like the main reveal in April.
Yep.
And so undoubtedly some videos or Vidocs or whatever, TWID information to go with it. And then we'll just be leading up. I mean, just May, really, because it's 1st of June, right? June 3rd?
June something.
Something, yeah. But that's when we're getting close. That's when you start counting the days. Well, we can count the days right now. How many days do we have left? That's your job, Rodimus.
Yep.
I'm not in the game. Sorry.
That's okay. Wake up.
10.
We're done with the
8
TWID.
days.
How many?
I don't know.
Probably
Sin
140.
is passed out from how many days there's left.
I know. I can't even stand it.
Can you tell us the answer?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'm
Never
not
mind
even in
then.
the game.
Ah,
I
that's
jumped
why.
on.
Thanks.
No, I'm
Hundred-
getting.
Finally.
So
109 days, 13 hours.
thank
Live
you,
update.
Dice, for the live update. Our on-air correspondent or on the field correspondent over there,
I don't know.
Over there.
over there,
Over
somewhere.
yonder.
Yeah, down yonder.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about Destiny right now? I want to spend a couple minutes at the end about something else.
Humble Bundle.
Yes, that is really good news. Do we know how long that is going on for, though?
From the 13th to the 27th.
Good.
Yeah,
So after
an humble
all-
bundle and not messing what it is.
we will. I just wanted to make sure the podcast was going to be released before we talk about it more. So, Sin, how would it sound if you didn't have all the content on PC and you could get everything?
Wait a minute. Hold on. I just realized something. Oh, okay, never mind.
You could get everything going back for the total price. I mean, we've done the maths before, and it was like 180 or 230, somewhere right around there. But the total price, $40.
45.
Okay, pay me the extra $5 then, but $40.
40.
It defaulted to 45. I put the link in chat because I was pulling it up as you were talking about it because I hate not knowing.
Well, I was just about to tell you. Anyways, the TWID says 40, and I thought that's what other people were saying, but whatever, it's a good price.
Plus tax.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plus tax. So
Taxes
what
and
it's 40
fees.
There you go.
Yeah, it's everything
Are you
from
not
Forsaken
impressed?
forward.
That's a really good deal. Are you not impressed?
You can start a alt account like Gator. Start over.
Yes. This is really good for at least people like Coderson was mentioning. He's just switching to PC, going to be here soon, and you can get all the content there. I mean, this is good for a lot of people that don't have everything.
As far as Dice's question, it gives you 4 seasons that were launched during Nightfall. So
Yeah. So not the previous year seasons. I don't think anyone can buy that after the fact, after the year, right? Because
Correct.
that content
Correct.
they kind
It's
of
gone.
take
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
Goes in the dark abyss.
Yeah. The DCV.
Goes into the veil.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It
for
goes
somebody
in.
that doesn't have it, like if they're just making that switch or they were on Epic or whatever it may be, you're not sure you really want to invest into it, this is a really good deal.
Really good, yep.
And then 5% of all the proceeds from this bundle go directly to the Bungie Foundation.
They're kind of setting an unbelievable precedence here, and I know this is time limited, but boy, if people miss out on this, this is going to be really sad. And then also, will they potentially want to do this again, or at least lower some of the base prices? Because that, even for me, like I look at other games and I can understand maybe 2 expansions back still charging a fair amount for, but like Destiny's kind of charging for like 4 expansions back, even though it's not a huge amount, but it's like,
No.
or at least drop all the prices by like 20% or something, just across the board.
I know
But
sometimes you can
nonetheless, get on
still,
this.
I know sometimes you can still get like Forsaken and Shadowkeep sale too.
Yeah, and right
Even
before
beyond light
this,
now.
yep, right before this, also Green Man Gaming announced a bunch of sales going on for AAA games, and I looked right away, and you can still get Final Shape for a discount, but I was looking at all the old stuff, and it was heavily discounted too. Not as much as the Humble Bundle, and then we saw that, and that was even more discounted. So this is the way to go, but you can still look for hopefully discounts even if this one goes away.
Well, it's like when they do the Epic, you get like everything for free.
The free
Yeah.
picks from Epic. I'm actually logged into Epic now. I was just seeing what the free pick was for this week.
Free pick or free pick? Picks or pick?
Onlysins.com for the other.
For the free picks.
Those aren't free.
Sin probably doesn't know how to do it. He'll just offer everything for free.
Pretty much.
Come on, Sin. Make some money. All right.
I know, right?
What have you been doing in other games, Rodimus? Do you still play Skull and Bones?
I am currently playing Skull and Bones right now.
I would like just your, as of right now, overall opinion on the game. You can take that as short as long as you want.
For what it is, it's a great game. No, it's if for an MMORPG, it's what you expect. You kind of have to min-max your boat. It's better with multiple people, but you can only do 3 at a time in your game. It is definitely not what people thought it was going to be. With it trying to be Black Flag, which it was not ever going to be after doing some research in the last few days, after our heated discussion the other day about it.
Mhm.
I think that it's got potential to be a great game, but I think Ubisoft as a whole dropped the ball in advertising of what it is.
Yeah, but they did a really good job on having the open beta for people to try it out for free if they wanted.
Yes.
Not a lot of games do that, or you have to buy the special edition to get the beta or whatever. But here's what I think about it. I really like it, and I loved Black Flag also. So I can actually be one of those rare people that say both, because I feel like a lot of the Black Flag people don't like this game.
Well, definitely.
Now, yeah, there's things that I wish were a little different. I think really the only things they missed the ball on was when you're doing ship battles and you do the close thing where you can kind of harpoon and catch them. You don't have an option to jump onto the ship and do a little mini sword fight. And maybe a couple things on land would be nice too. There's a couple of outposts where you can shoot at the outposts and destroy them. To me, that's good enough. And this one's even less important to me. The boat sword fighting is the most important. The land sword fighting, that would be nice, but whatever. But I'm really, as I play this game more and more, and I haven't put tons of hours into it, I'm definitely noticing a slow build where I'm enjoying dealing with the different vendors, the different currencies, the different quests. There's so many different things you can do where if you just want to free sail around and then get distracted by resources to pick up or some treasure map or boats around that some try to go after you, some you try to go after them. Or you can just go on the quest route and do the trade routes and things like that. and I'm finding enjoyment from it. The only thing that's a little bit annoying for me is if you totally want to do this single player, you still kind of can for a bit, but it's going to be more fun with other people. But my thing about the single player is it's annoying when you're just open sailing. There's not really any way to quickly get back to a port or pause. And that makes sense doing more research because there's other players around you. I just wish there was like, you could maybe like anchor down and say like, okay, I'm not able to get this loot now, right? Because they wouldn't want to make it where, oh, I'm pausing and walking away, and then the other players kill the boat, and then you come back like, I get the loot now too. No, I get it. They shouldn't do that, but I wish there was some way to just, you're open sailing and you got to take a call or the kid's bugging you or something like that, and you're like, okay, what can I do to quickly get to a safe spot? Then it would be a little more friendly, I think, single player.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. The detail in the game is amazing, though, too, as far
it
as
is.
sailing the seas and the winds and the waves, and you have to actually kind of basically, you can't go in a headwind. You go super slow, but you get the wind behind you, you can go pretty quick.
Yep.
And each boat has its different maneuverability and stuff. The detail in it's great. Sometimes I just wish it was a little bit more, but it's still a great game to play. And I think people that play a couple hours, I don't think are going to grasp the game as well. They need to put some time into it, but it's not for everyone, and that's okay. But like, when I was on talking to Gator, I think the influencers on like streaming and stuff can dictate whether a game fails or succeeds. And I think it's getting some bad press right now because they thought it was going to be like Black Flag. But we'll see. We'll give it a couple weeks and see where it stands.
And have you hopped in much more Sin? Probably not, I'm guessing, but I know you did the one night.
Yeah, I haven't yet. One, I don't have Ubisoft Plus, and I didn't buy the game yet. So,
yeah,
I haven't.
Look, I would honestly say anyone who doesn't have Ubisoft Plus, and unless you tried the open beta that was free and you really enjoyed it, I would even be skeptical dropping $70. Again, I do think it's a game. If you drop the money and you didn't love it at first, if you just play a couple more hours, I could see people getting into it. But yeah, for me, I mean, this is way better than that other Ubisoft game I tried recently. I know Kato was on a chat one night, the Prince of Persia side scroller. Yeah, that was pretty lame.
Oh, yeah.
So not every Ubisoft game is a hit, but I know a lot of them are, though, and that's why I really like the Ubisoft subscription. But this one, I give, like, if I had to give, and maybe I'll give it even a higher, I can't imagine it going down, except for maybe way down the road. But right now, I give it like a 7 out of 10.
I was going to say about 7.5 is where I would put it. And
7's not bad.
No.
And at first I was going to give it like a 6.5, 7. Maybe I was 7.5 also, something like that. It's really is interesting. You kind of have to have also a feeling of zen when you're doing it, because yes, you can fast travel to ports once you unlock them, but there really is reasons to just kind of slowly boat around, look for resources, look for shipwreck things, and just kind of play it that way also. And that's where it excels at, is the visuals on the water and the interaction. At least they got that down really good. I don't know how they could have really done any better with that part. It's pretty top notch there. Okay, what else for this week? We've hit an hour and 15, so we're already doing pretty good on time. Let's see if we have any other questions for the show. Nope. And none that came in the chat last minute. I think it was pretty good, all the information we gave. Oh, any other games you've tried, Kato? You weren't trying Hell Divers, right?
Nope.
Dragon's Dogma, that's the one you're looking forward to.
Yeah, that's March. No, I've just been kind of, I don't know, do my weekly Destiny stuff. It's kind of break, watching some shows.
Excellent. All right. Well, let's call it at that. We really appreciate everyone that joined this week and all the people in the chat. Where can people find you all, Mr. Rodimus Simp?
You can find me across the Discords. You can definitely find me over in the Space Mafia Discord the most. You can listen to the podcast we've started over there. But other than that, just hit me up in my DMs.
Mm-hmm. Kato.
Discords mostly. There is a Twitter, X, whatever. There's a Blue Sky. But your best bet's Discord. Currently, I actually have my name too.
Good.
Stay less.
Where can we find
no.
Sin? Hopefully not over at Kato's house creeping.
You can find me changing Kato's name in Discord. Of course, I'm in Discord. I'm on X. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm currently not in the game. I'm currently looking at Pow World. That's about it.
How do you have time to
Kingsley.
even look for Power World?
I don't even know. Kingsley, the hoarder of Salsa Verde. Take us out.
Yes, you can find me as Kingsley Mac all the places and in all the Discords. And hey, we'll find a way to get you some Salsa Verde Doritos one way or another. Other than that, we have some I know we have some raids and fun podcast guests coming up here soon, which we will announce. And we really appreciate, again, everyone tuning in each week. Hey, if you are not in our Discord yet, please join that. If you're asking, what is Discord? Well, shame on you. No, but just join. It's a place to talk about the game. And you can just mostly lurk if you're shy at first. We can, get to know you, invite you to raids if that's what you want to do. There's undoubtedly other people that will want to play PvP or whatever you like to do in the game. Just ask questions, and you can even bug Sin.
Possibly.
Right? Possibly, if he
respond.
has time to respond back. But if you're not sure how to join the Discord, you may ask, what is this Discord you speak of? Well, you can find a link to it on our website. You can also find a link there on how to join our clan and all the information about listening to our podcast. Information about the Guardian Hub on our lovely website, theguardianhub.com.
The best hub on the net.
Thank you, Sen. Thank you, Kato. Thank you, Rodimus.
Oh, you're
Thank
welcome.
you, Kingsley.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll catch you all again next week. Have a good one.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.